it do, y'all? It's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that Repent or Die podcast. For those that don't know who I am him, Junns The NBIC, the next bound to in charge. Want to give all praise and glory to the heavenly ones, for they are worthy to be praised. Last but not least, want to give a shout out to you guys for the tuning in, the support, and the subscribing, leaving the feedback, positive, negative, allowing me to continue doing what I do best, and that's keep my foot on these heathens, these he-grows, and the newly installed Heathenites next. Round of applause for that. Hey, look, let me start off by saying my apologies. Technical difficulties. My computer screen had a malfunction yesterday. Had to get a replacement. Then coming on, setting up, the audio wasn't working, right? All these things was just happening, which, preventing me from coming on at 4 o'clock. So please, my forgiveness. And because of all of this, I didn't even get a chance to really set up because, like I said, my computer was down, so I really couldn't put slides together. I really couldn't do the things that I usually do on the 7th day, December conversation. But I still got to come on and do my due diligence, right? Because there's no days off. The devil don't take time off to deceiving us, leading us astray, feeding us fugazi, giving us these pastors, these preachers, these elders. And I'm not talking about umdala. I'm talking about the ones that's claiming to hold the truth, right? So we've been born overboarded by these individuals. So I was like, you know what? Instead of just canceling and coming on next week, let me just come on and allow today to really be a conversation, right? So you guys see the title, right? The cost of living is high because the wages of sin has increased. I want you guys to process that just for a little bit. The cost of living is high because the wages of sin has increased. Now, what I mean by the cost of living, you guys may take it as inflation. No. It's not an inflation that's going on. It's a submission unto Satan is what's happening on this earth. It's the submission unto Satan that's going on this earth. And meanwhile, while we submitting to Lucifer and his ways, right? The world is also seeing the exposure, should I say. The world is getting to see the wickedness and evil of these so-called other people that were proclaiming to be the children of God. And like I said, I know I usually put the slides out, but today we're going to have a conversation. A conversation is something that's needed to be had. We have to have this conversation because for some apparent reason, it seems like you guys really don't know what's going on. For some apparent reason, it seems like you guys still want to be entertained and take it for what it is. Oh, it is what it is. Ain't nothing going to happen. All right, cool. We hear that. Sounds good. But when it does happen, then what? When it does happen, then what? Right? We have embraced, you understand? We have embraced this evil lifestyle so much that we will pay extra just to maintain this evil, right? All the way down to the clothes that you wear. We are wearing clothes that is well known to be produced and put together and designed and illustrated by individuals who participated in pedophilia, individuals who participate in homosexuality, individuals who have absolutely no care for Black and brown people, but yet we spend top dollars to stand amongst other people to show other people that, yeah, man, I paid a bag for this. The wages is becoming so severe. Now you guys may ask, what is sin? How is sin? Well, I ain't committing sin. Yes, you are. Sin is the transgression of law. Sin is the transgression of commands, rules, and regulations that we was designed, created to oblige by. And every time we try to do our own thing, something bad happens. Like I said, I had a wonderful presentation to give you guys. I'm just gonna save it for next week. I'm gonna save it for next week. I'm gonna show you guys, and not to even get off topic, but I want to show you guys how the book of Genesis. Matter of fact, let me give you the accurate. I want to give you the accurate title. Let me show you. Hold on. Because I wrote it down intentionally. Okay. It's the book of Genesis was a written genocide of the children of God. You guys didn't catch that. The book of Genesis was a written genocide of the children of God. Now you guys are gonna say, what? Genocide? There's no genocide that took place. I'm gonna show you all the genocide that took place. I'll save it for next week. But the wages of our sin has increased. It had reached the tipping point. And because it had reached the tipping point, Lucifer is charging you double. He's charging you triple. Because in return, what's going to end up happening to you is going to be your death. We're dying out here, people. We're dying at an alarming rate, people. Prostate cancer is now found in children, young men, and women, people. Revelations 18 is happening right in front of us, people. This is the conversation that we must have. This is December conversation we must have. And you know, I didn't even put on the royal judgment robe on. I didn't put it on because, like I said, this is a conversation that needs to be had because I see what Lucifer is trying to do. You see, now that souls and individuals is tuning in, now that individuals is really seeking real, now that individual is no longer falling for the foo-foo, they're looking for brothers like myself. So when brothers like myself come on, what the devil tends to do is hinder the message. He wants to hinder the message, stop the momentum, prevent brothers and sisters to understanding the truth. We have been fed so much lies to the point that we don't even know that we're committing an act of genocide upon ourselves, to the point where our music is so genocidal, suicidal, that we embrace it and grasp on it like it's an everyday life for Black and brown people. Colored people cannot dance and feel good unless it's some music or a sound that's disrespecting women, talking about drugs, killing somebody, having more money than somebody, balling in the club, swimming in the women. And because of that, everything has been doubled. Some places even triple. People is complaining that the price is too high. The housing to rent an apartment is too high. Maybe if you simmer down on your sin, the cost of living won't be so high. Maybe because when that simmers down, then God is able to operate with you. And when he's able to operate with you, you're then able to see things clearly now. The rain will be gone. And when the rain leaves, and then you finally you finally put yourself in a position to stand on righteousness by default, according to the earth, according to the word, this dominion will be yours, and you will then have the opportunity to blossom, to grow, to nurture, to show the world your fruits. You are unable to show your fruits because you are living in an all-time high in sin. And the devil and his children, his affiliates, are taking full advantage of you. When are we going to stop? How can we stop? We're dying. Now, 85% of all Americans, especially the black and brown, don't even have health insurance. But yet we do all the sinister things thinking that nothing can happen to you. We doing all these sinister things thinking that nothing can happen to you. We drinking every day. We smoking nonstop. We fornicating. We sleeping with every woman. Some of these women deal with all types of people. All types of people. But we're going to get straight into the word. I want to get into the word. My apologies. Like I said, the devil been doing wonders, man. But I still got to do the works. It doesn't stop. Hold on. Let me pull this up for you guys. Give me a second. Okay? Because I want you guys to see this. Okay? Let me first start off by let me go to Romans 6. And I know you guys know that I know you guys know that I don't do Paul's readings no more, but I definitely want people to understand exactly what's going on. Bear with me, people. Six and 23. It says, "For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of sunini is eternal life, and it does not come through no Christ." Eternal life does not come through Christ. Christ didn't come to give us eternal life. Christ, your Savior, came to bring you back to the fold, because even when he showed up, the wages of our sin was high. It didn't reach to the magnitude of it how it is right now, but it was high. So high that he had to send his son to gather the people back, because the people now was being governed and run by foreigners that you guys may call your scribes, your Pharisees, your Sadducees, your high priests. All titles never given by the Creator. I'm still waiting for somebody to show me where did the Creator give these names or these titles to these individuals. I'm waiting for it. When you find it, you let me know. I'll be right here waiting for it. So if he never gave them these titles, then who gave them these titles? Who put those titles in position to be authority? Just like who put police officers in positions to be authority? Yeah. Yeah. $1 million question that you gotta ask. Who put these people in position to be authority? And one thing I'm starting to realize is when you start questioning individuals' intellect and you start bringing forth common sense, individuals then tend to run away or divert the conversation and say foolish things like, yo, You seem like you ain't trying to um um embrace your bloodline. I'm super for my bloodline. In fact, I know my bloodline. I know my nationality. I know my origin. I know why I'm here. I know all of these things. But one thing that I know that some of you guys refuse to know or do know, but it's hard to comprehend is that my understanding of myself has to go back to the place where my family was taken from. I cannot rely my genetic makeup based on information given to me by the enemy. It doesn't make no sense. You cannot get a DNA understanding of who you are based solely on what a book says that was not written by me and you. Shakespeare and all of these people are not me and you. King James, you guys can say that he's a colored man. You can say whatever you want. He is not me and you. Even the image, the picture that you guys portray him to be colored is not me and you. It's not. Look at the nose. Look at the nose. Look at the haircut. We didn't know nothing about haircuts because the word tells you not to cut your hair. And if we're in a position of power, there'd be no need for us to cut our hair. And if you're in a position of power, there'll be no need to cut our hair. But when you see that image and you see the haircut style, you will see that not only is it not one of us, that is not our haircut style, because he had a Caesar haircut. I know, I know, I know, I know. It's things like that is what's causing our sin to reach an all-time high. It's things like that that's causing us to reach an all-time high when it comes to sin. It's things like that. It's when black and brown people try to create something out of nothing and stand on this nothing, even though that it doesn't provide any in-depth information or proof that this man was one of us. Besides the fact that there's a writing somewhere that says that he was a child of Israel. And guess what? You're absolutely right. Israel is them. It's not you. Israel are the very exact people who's running around claiming that. Let them be. That is not you. You commit sin when you call on their names. You commit sin when you follow their ways. You commit sin when you operate in their mind frame, picking up on their customs, mimicking their culture, participating in their feast days. February's coming next month. You're going to have brothers and sisters getting ready to celebrate the Feast of Purim. Now, I need you to show me where in Leviticus that our heavenly creators ordain us to celebrate the Feast of Purim. We having a conversation today. We having a conversation today. Where did it say that the children will be celebrating a Feast of Purim, which mimics, listen to carefully, which mimics the Christmas tradition? The wages of sin, which mimics Christmas. Show it to me. Chapter, verse, and don't give me the Ezra story. I don't want to hear the Ezra story. I need to hear from the Father's mouth that said, this is the new feast day that shall be added on to the feast. Because after he gave those feasts, he said, these are the things that you guys should follow and do forever. So out of nowhere now, years later, after we've been taken by Gentiles, and now we're participating and we're celebrating a feast that was never ordained and given to us, instructed to us by the creators. Shout out to Umdalo with the information and the knowledge that he's bringing forth, telling the truth about Jesus. That's sin right there. Thinking that a man is going to take you out of your circumstances, that's sin, because you're minimizing his power. And when I say the power of our creators, you're minimizing that. This whole new test of a man was packaged and sealed, presented to us. And we was then told to follow and mimic those ways. And when times get hard, to get on your knees and pray and have faith on something or someone that never existed. Are you saying Jesus is not real? Yes, he's not. There's two stories that take place in that book. He that got eyes to see, let him see, ears to hear, let him hear. See, the man that got hung on the cross couldn't have been Jesus, because Jesus spoke Hebrew. The man that got put on the cross, or should I say hung on a tree, could not speak Hebrew. Jesus speaks all the languages. Jesus speaks Greek. Jesus speaks Latin. Jesus speaks Hebrew. Jesus speaks whatever language you want him to speak. But the man that was murdered, he never spoke those languages. They didn't understand what that was. The man that ran all the way up into Egypt and stayed in Egypt for 7 years. You know, a child learns a lot in 7 years. So in 7 years while being in Egypt, you're going to pick up on Egyptian. Oh, no, let me take that back. You're going to take on African culture. You're just going to. It's just natural. Me living in the hood, you pick up on hood tendencies. Your origin may be from another country, but when you come here, wherever you are, where you dwell. And if 12 years old is considered a man according to the word, at 12 years old, you're considered a man. Okay, you are held accountable for your sins. We're not going based on this European American nonsense. We're going based according to the word. At 12 years old, you're considered a man. So at 7 years old, you're considered a what? You're considered a what? A young teen? I'm just asking a question. But that man that was dwelling there for 7 years, and his father was there, and his mother was there. You can't hide there and not learn how to feed yourself. He obviously couldn't go back to Jerusalem. So that means everything from shopping to cooking to cleaning to affiliating, conversating, He had to have been in one area. We having a conversation. This is December conversation. We're having a conversation. He had to only be in one area. Mary had to only be in one area. Didn't John run away too? John's father was murdered. So where did the mother go? Did she stay behind? Who knows? But I know if my sister is here, I know I'm going to check on my sister. You see, you got to ask these questions because these questions are questions that need to be answered. And brothers and sisters are not asking these questions because a lot of us are just copy and paste. I gathered some information today. I brought it up to the big bro. And the big bro like, yo, you know, I'm not gonna bring it up because I don't want to cause a level of confusion. My job is to do my homework. He gave me the resource, and even that's still not enough. Because there's a lot of plagiarism and lies that took place. So when we out here running around committing sin, and Jesus is the father of sin, yes, I'm saying it. Jesus is the father of sin. He's the father. Jesus, the image that you guys see, the one that's in your house next to Obama and Martin Luther King. That Jesus, that image, that is the identical image of Lucifer himself. Go look up what that man, the person that pick that face, that figure, go look up and see who he is. And when you find out who he is and the wickedness that he do, you then ask yourself, who's that? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. For the wages of sin is death. And the gift, the father of death is who? Lucifer. He only has power over death. He can't give you life. That's why he promotes and advertises death and destruction. That's why we have been overtaken by the concept of Lucifer. That's why we embrace death. That's why our music gotta be violent. If it's calm, quiet, righteous, I can't get jiggy to that. If our movies don't persist of drug selling, gun bucking, robbing, stealing, if it doesn't pertain those, I don't want it. If it doesn't have a level of controversy, I don't want it. Because the devil had made us embrace the sin. The wages of sin we have embraced. In fact, we give our old paycheck into that. We invest, all of us, we invest our life. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. We invest our life savings into the wages of sin. Our life savings has been invested into sin. And when the devil comes to collect, he takes everything and leaves no room for anybody to get on their feet. Yes. And all that comes from what? Some may say Jesus. Some may say Allah. Some may say Buddha. Some may say Jehovah. Some may say Yah. Some may say Yahweh. Some may say Yahushai. Some may say Ahaya. Some may say Yeshaya. Some may say something. But all these people, what they got in common is they are the fathers to allow you to do sin. People say, what? That's not true. I'm going to show you. Let's go to Exodus 20. I'm going to show you guys. Don't worry. Let's go to Exodus 20. And the first few commandments in itself is what every religion makes sure you break at all costs. You hear what I'm saying? Cost, right? You hear the word cost? That's part of the wages. At all costs. By any means, at all costs. Let's go. Let me read this for you. Matter of fact, let me see if I can share my screen. Let me see if I can share it. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I can share it. All right. At all costs. So, verse 3 says, thou shalt have no other gods before me, but you put Jesus first. You put Christ first. You believe that he came you guys believe this, I come in the name of God. And when you worship and you pray, that's not what the Savior said. That's what Paul told you to do. I'm gonna tell you. He said, you shall have no other gods before me. You put Jesus first. You put your cell phone first. You put your job first. You put you put your car first. Put your phone first. Some people put their spouse first. Some people put their children first. I'm just saying. Right? Then verse 4 says, thou shalt make unto thee any graven image. When I go into a Catholic church, I see images all over the place. When I see a Christian-based person, I see image all over the place. When I go into a mosque, or should I say drive around, because I ain't going inside that, I see image all around. When I was in this Hebrew Israelite organization, there was images all around. They had images of a black Christ. They had images of what they perceive God to be. They had images. They had the Manasseh. They had the image of the what they call the candlesticks, the candle lamps. They had that. Some of them walk around with the Star of David on them. All images. All images. And I don't want to be so discreet with it, but I'm just telling you what it is. All these religions makes you commit some level of sin at all costs. As you can hear when I say at all costs, everything is with a payment. The payment could be physical, mental, or spiritual, but everything is with a payment. Right? Verse 5. Thou shalt not bow thyself to them. Oh, we do that all the time. We do this all the time. On Sunday church, they got a footstool. They got a thing behind the chair where you push it down so you can put your knees on. When you come out of Islam, you got to get on your knees. When you doing Hindu, you got to fold your legs and put your hands like this. Lucifer, you got to do this. Hebrew Israelites, hey, man. Brothers used to get on their knees and always say, "Thank you, Christ." They'll say, "Thank you, Christ" first, then they'll say God's name after. Sometimes they will say God's name first, and then they will say Christ's name after. But all praises is supposed to go to one person. Even your Savior told you that. He said, "In this manner you pray, our Father." But for me, I say, our creators. Because man was made in their likeness and their image. I'll leave it as that. Right? Then it says, verse 7, it says, you see this? Look, all of these sins that I told you that you guys would participate in, right? It says, "Thou shalt not bow thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Sunini, is a jealous one, visiting the iniquities of the fathers." So whatever you do is gonna come onto you and your children, and upon the children of the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So that you gonna receive the penalty, your children gonna receive the penalty, everybody's gonna receive the penalty. You may not think that you're receiving it because you think that you're doing the right thing, but I'm telling you, you're doing the wrong thing. I'm telling you that because you're doing the wrong thing. You're not supposed to do none of this, right? And he said he's going to show mercy unto thousands, not millions, not billions, but thousands. So that means out of all of us that's here right now, that supposedly got the truth and understanding, it's only gonna be roughly, I say, yeah, it's gonna roughly be 1,000 people, thousands of people that's honestly doing it the way that he ordained us to do. Here's the other sin. It says, "Thou shalt not take the name, not the assumption, not this is what it means. The name that was given, the name that was given, the name." Let me pull up the Strong's. Why not? Let me pull up the Strong's. Let me see if I can click this one. Hold on. Let me see if it's this one. No. This is the name. I don't know if I can show you guys this. This is Lucifer. This is the name of our heavenly creators. N-I-N, and they made this to take away that being another I. Let me show you. Okay. see? You see the N? You see the I? You see the N again? But this is another I. You can see they put it here, and then they put something like a little dot right here to throw you off. Right? And these people know this. These people know this. They know this. Let me go back. Okay? So thou shalt not take the name of who? N-I-N-I in vain. For N-I-N-I will not hold him guiltless that take his name in vain. You're going to be held responsible for the names that you call, the names that you teach and preach, the language that you're forcing our people to learn. We could never learn Hebrew. You can try. You can try. But when I say learn, I mean speaking it so fluent that the rabbis can have a conversation with you with that language. That language is forbidden to be spoken in public. That's how I know that you guys really, the things that you are learning really don't make sense. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you something right now. Hold on. Matter of fact, I want to show you guys something right now. I had to screenshot it. I screenshot it. Now, let me pull up the Strongs again. Let me click something. Scroll down. I want you guys to see this. Hold on. I want you guys to see this. I want you guys. Matter of fact, hold on. I want you guys to see this. Hold on. Let me put this in. Okay. Okay. So you guys can see this language right here, right? But I seen something on TikTok. And it was a 15th century old Bible revealed image of black people. That's why the colonizers changed all the image to white. Basically, this is a Bible that they found in Africa, right? But I don't know if you guys can see. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm gonna put it on my screen so you guys can see better. Hold on. Had to transfer it to my other phone. Okay. Hold on. Let me transfer this. Oh, there we go. Now, I don't know if I could zoom this in. I don't know if I could zoom this in. Matter of fact, let me throw this on the screen. Let me throw it on the screen. Hold on. Let me throw it on the screen. Let me put this down. Let me throw this on the screen. Hold on. Let me put myself back. All right, I'm gonna throw this on the screen. Okay. Now, I'm gonna leave it just like this, so you guys can get a clear view. Now, just looking at these writings, just looking at these writings, and then I want to show you this. No, that's not what I want to show. Showing you this. Now, can you guys see the similarities? Now, this is coming from a book that has black images. This is coming from a book that has black images. But look at the writing. Look at the writing. Let me push this even closer. I want you guys to look at the writings. Can you guys see any similarities there? Can you? Show it again. You show it now. Can you guys see any similarities? Can you look and say, wait, hold on. I can see Hebrew. Can you guys see the Hebrew there? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. See, when they changed the images, they didn't just change the images, they also changed the writing, just like they also changed the direction. Yes. I know. And you're gonna find the excuse. You're gonna hear, oh, that's just ancient paleo. Oh, that's Aramaic. Oh, that's this. Why don't you guys ever ask yourself this question? Why, when it comes to our understanding, when it comes to black people, it's like the in order for us to be considered intelligent or know how to write and read and write and all of that, it has to fall in line with the people that's not black. It makes you question, well, so then did we ever know how to read? Did we ever know how to write? Oh, so how did those writings in the pyramids take place? How are we allowing these individuals to insult our intelligence? How are we still doing that in these times? So when I seen that, I said, hold on, I gotta screenshot this. I need to screenshot this because I need to see. Because even me look, I'm looking at it right now. All civilization, all language, all conversation started from Africa, man. Don't let these people fool you, bro. Stop minimizing your greatness. Stop thinking that your greatness must be in alliance or in agreement to the people that enslaved you, bro. When we fell, listen, people don't listen to what I'm about to tell you. Listen carefully. When we fell as a people, it's not just falling from the grace of the creators that we fell from. We fell from everything. Everything was taken right from us. They took it, they plagiarized it, they created their own. They created their own. And then not only did they take it, create their own, they then, when we fell into captivity, or should I say slavery, they taught us their version of the things that we spoke already. This is facts. This is no lie. This is not me saying, oh, I'm making things up. This is facts. For example, when we fell, right? And we was taken from the shores of the Benin and the west side of Africa and brought to various locations on the west. They taught us these new languages. They taught us these new languages. They taught us the language, told us the meanings behind what we was learning, and then after they was done, they gave us the Bible. The Bible was the first book given unto the slaves to follow. Look it up. The Bible was the first book that was given unto slaves. And it wasn't for the Old Testament for you to read. No. They learned from their mistakes with Nat Turner. And you can look this up. The reason why they gave you the Bible to read is to put you in a space of having hope, having faith, and believe and trust the process of these heathens. But you read from the Bible all the time, yeah. See, we reading for the Bible for two different things. You read into the Bible to receive salvation. We read from the Bible to figure out the location, to see the separation, and to denounce all things for Satan. You see when it rhymes? It's a big difference when it comes to understanding. It's a big difference when it's coming to programming and taking the program and looking through the program to unplug the program. See, I read the word to unplug the program. I read the word to unplug the program. Dollar's reading to you to unplug the program. Everybody is reading to be confined and settled, feel good within the program. Because the program comes with perks. The program comes with a church. The program comes with a gathering. The program comes with a bunch of European feast days. And last but not least, the program comes with the drinking of blood. That's what the program do. But when you try to unplug for the program, you're going to see that we're not supposed to drink blood. We're not supposed to follow the ways of the heathens. We're not supposed to call on any other name. We're not supposed to desire a location that once upon a time was called Arab land. You could still find it in the map. Yeah. See, we over here trying to unplug. I'm trying to remove myself from the madness. I'm reading to uncover and figure out how deep is this rabbit hole. How plagiarized is this work? How deceitful can the people and his children be? How far were they willing to go in deceiving the masses? And they went far. I'm gonna show you. They went far. They went far. We could start off. We could start off by the 10 Commandments. This is the commentary. Now let's now when you start to when you try to uncover, you question and say, is there really 10 commandments? Let's see. So the first commandment is one. Thou shalt have no other gods. That's one. Thou shalt not make any graven images. That's two. Thou shalt not bow thyself to them. That's three. Thou shalt not make that. Thou shalt not take the name. That's four. Remember the Sabbath. That's five. Thou shalt do no work. That's six. Right? Let me scroll down. Okay, that's six. Okay, that's six. 7 days. Right? That's also that not just for you to do no work, but a command was also for your children, your mother, your wife, your servants. That's to do no work. That's seven. Right? Honor thy mother and thy father. That's eight. Right? Thou shalt not kill. That's nine. Thou shalt not commit adultery. That's 10. Thou shalt not steal. That's 11. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. That's 12. So here right here, these are 12. These are 12. But I was told 10. And when I go to Leviticus and we go to 1, look, here's the laws. Here's the laws for burnt offering. Here's the laws for grain offering. Laws for peace offering. Laws for sin offering. Laws for quilt offering. Here's the law for the priest. I guess it's an add-on to the priest. This is laws that Aaron and his sons had to follow. Okay. Here's the laws for eating clean and unclean. All right. Here's another law after childbirth. Leprosy. Here's the laws about that. Laws about cleaning. Huh? Laws about bodily discharge. That's women that's catching periods. Let's go. Days of atonement. Okay. Place of sacrifice. Okay. Unlawful sexual relations. Huh? He's telling you who he is. He's telling you, love your neighbor. Okay? You should keep my statutes. Okay? But that's not what I want to show you. This is what you do when you want to unplug. Everything must be put into question now. Why? Because now that you know that you've been lied to, and you've been lied to, and they've been using a book that they gave to us as slaves. Why they never gave you a book of economics? Why they never gave you a book of African heritage? Why? Because when you start reading this book, you're starting to see that, oh, not only are you making me being in agreement and acceptance to the evil that you've done to me, you're also prepping my mind to believe a story that you're going to use in later times to justify your position as the holies of holies. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Did he just say that? Yes, I did. You guys don't know why that book was put right before you. See, they didn't think that we was gonna be this smart. They didn't think and if they did think, they thought that we was gonna just seek just enough. Because there was just too much distractions going on in the world where we don't even desire, long-term studies. We just want a quick, simple, fast. They sped up everything. So your mind could not want to sit down and relax and take it nice and slow, like Usher. I just wanna take it nice and slow. They didn't want that. They wanted everything fast. It all intentional. And while they gave you that book, they was creating churches. And every single church that was being created, they made sure that these churches had images for you to bow down to and worship. They made sure. You could even go look into the maps and look at every single old church, even down to the ones that was in the slave bullpen. Go look it up. If it's not a cross on the top of the church, it's a cross in the window, it's a cross on your Bible, it's a cross somewhere. Somewhere, anywhere you went, you will see a cross, and it was all intentional because they knew that they was gonna give you a brand new story. They knew that not only was they gonna give you a brand new story, you was gonna embrace that story, because if you did not embrace the story, if you did not accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, by default, they was the patriots or the so-called Pharisees to murder those that did not accept it. What you think Christopher Columbus came here? You know Christopher refers to the Christ barrier. I did that in the Christopher Columbus lesson. Huh? Huh? When he came into these shows, what you think he came? You think he came in here to sing Kumbaya? You think he came here to say, "Look, guys, I like your place. I would love to. Can I get some land here?" Absolutely not. They came to the Western world with a mission to bring forth the teachings of Jesus Christ. This is a fact. They came off the shores. Off the shores. The first time they came with, "Yo, what's up? Some people was giving ears, other people could care less. They went back into the drawing board and they said, how can we get these people to submit unto our daddy? Yes, Jesus Christ is Christopher Columbus' father. That's his daddy. How can we get these people to embrace our father? Because he didn't just come by himself. Christopher did what Christopher could do best, and that was shed blood. And once he got the people over here following suit, the remaining individuals was held captive against their will. The women was raped, butchered. Children was sold, sex trafficking, shipped unto Spain as gifts for more wine, more money, more military, more armor. First time he came here with at least 100 people. Second time it was 1,000 strong. Not only did he come, not only did his men come, you had missionaries, so they say, was also there. You had priests, so they say, that was there. because they had to keep the momentum of Jesus worship alive. Yeah. Yeah. I know it's far-fetched. I know it's hard to grasp. That's why I tell you guys this 12 tribes chart is not what you think it is. It's a lie. Because the majority, 90% of the Hispanic race, 90% are the children of Christopher Columbus. They know this. And for those that's part of and for those that's part of the this chart belief and part of these organizations, I'm just telling you the truth. I'm telling you the origin of your family members. I'm telling you why majority of you guys, when you see relationships, you see that you know it's not too many colored people accepted in your household. Some of these individuals refuse you to bring a black man into their house. Some, I'm not saying all, some, because that spirit of their father is in them. You can't just break that. This is spiritual before physical, people. We just having a conversation. We just having a conversation. See, when you know the truth's gonna set you free. That's what Christopher did. And that's what they did with the slaves. You was forbidden to know anything outside of understanding the Bible. So I understand when black people say things like that's the white man's book. I get it. I understand it. I understand where you coming from. But this book also, because of their lying behavior. You see, when you lie, you can't keep lying. Because it's too much, listen, it's too much work being a liar. Can you imagine writing 60-something books, pages and chapters? Eventually, you're going to get tired. Eventually, you're going to make mistakes. Eventually, you're going to make a mistake so severe, you're going to say, you know what? Just leave it. We'll rewrite something in another passage. We're going to create a new test of a man. And in the test of a man, and in the test of a man, in the new test, you're not going to see no mention of God's name ever again. Because his name was replaced with Jesus. And Jesus became the father of all living. And then Jesus became the pinnacle or the middleman between you and your creator. In order for you to get close to your ancestors, you had to go through Jesus. But Jesus' requirements is bow down and worship him. Jesus' requirements came with you drinking his blood. Jesus' requirement came for you being disobedient to your heavenly ones. And then Jesus came out of nowhere and seen Paul or Saul at the time, who was a cold-blooded murderer, who was a Pharisee, who was known for running inside dude's crib. He was a bounty hunter. And he went to him. Why he didn't go to Nicodemus? At least Nicodemus was man enough and come check him at night. Why he ain't come to him and say, yo, listen, look. Huh? Oh, you're gonna tell me, God's thoughts isn't my thoughts. But when I read, matter of fact, why not? Why are we here? Why not? Why not? But when I read John chapter 17, right? Hold on, I'm gonna show you. Let me read it for you. All right. It says, this word spoke our big brother and lift up his eyes to the heavens and said, Father, the hour has come. Glory thy Son, that the Son also may glorify thee. Now, you guys will say the hour may come like he's about to die. No, that was the time. That's how they used to tell time back in the days. Yo, the hour has come. The hour has come, guys. We gotta go. Okay? And thou hast given him power over all flesh, that he should give eternal life to as many as thou hast given him. Okay? To as many as thou hast given him. All right? And this is the life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true power, and our big brother, whom thou hast sent. Right? I have glorified thee on the earth. I have finished the works. Okay? I have finished the works which you have told me to do. And now, right, now that he finished the works, and now, O Father, glorify me with thy own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the world was. Okay? Okay? I have manifest thy name unto the men which thou hast given me. Okay, listen carefully. Listen carefully. I have manifest thy name unto the men which thou hast given me out of this world. So every single person that you see was following our big brother, the Father gave him to him. So now how did he done go to Paul, who is a known murderer, a bounty hunter? Where? You see, when you reading to be plugged in, these things is gonna overlook you. But when you read to unplug yourself from the lies and the wickedness and the foolish, because I used to teach this and not one time did my eyes ever see that. When I read, my favorite one, for those that been following me, when I used to come up with Sabbath talk, the very first time when I came on to this into this podcast scenery, and I started doing, when I first opened up my YouTube channel, I had at least I think it was like 300 subscribers. The very first time I started, my intro was, you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. Not knowing that the verse after that was saying that we be the seed of Abram and we was in bondage to no man. Never did I pay attention to, I was thrown away by them saying, look, we the seed of Abram. I was thrown over by that, not knowing that these individuals said that they was never in bondage to no man. They was never in bondage to no man. But all through the Old Testament, we was always in bondage. Wasn't Daniel in bondage? Wasn't the Persians controlling us? Wasn't we in bondage now under the Romans? So when I heard that, I say, wait, hold on, what? How did I oversee that? We overseen that because we was under a hypnosis. We wasn't trying to unplug ourselves from the program. We was trying to accept the program for what it is, and we wanted other people to accept us for being the holy people according to the information that they provide us. See, when you start paying attention and you realize exactly what's going on. Let me take this off my screen. I don't like this no more. Let me take this off my screen. When you start paying attention and you start really seeking the true understanding, stuff like that is gonna come right before you. See, I never seen that. I never seen that because my mind was already programmed to accept it for how it is. I remember being in the organization, and the teacher himself says that we read the Bible exactly how it is. I say, "Oh yeah?" I said, if you gonna read the Bible how it is, I might as well go to church on Sunday. If you gonna read the Bible how it is, I might as well go to church on Sunday. Because you can't claim to be something, then you can't claim or profess or confess, whatever you want to call it, that there was interjections. And then you know that they're interjections, but yet you're telling the people that you're gonna read it how it is. That's a contradiction in itself. And when there's a contradiction, that means it's a spiritual conviction, and you confined to that. And that's what happened to me. I was confined to that. I was unable to see or hear when they said we was in bondage to no man. I said, wait, hold on. Word. And then what they put is, he says, any man that's a slave, anybody that's committed sin is enslaved to sin. And that's what threw us off. That's what threw us off. But that's what he said after that. We can't overlook what was said when he said out his mouth, when they said out their mouth, that we was in bondage to no man. We the seed of Abram, and we was in bondage to no man. Meanwhile, every single children of Abram was in bondage. In fact, even the Creator told Abram that your children will be in servitude. And we've been serving ever since. To the point where Jeremiah asked, he said, yo, are we some homegrown slaves? Like, or was we born created just to be slaves? That was a question that Jeremiah asked the heavenly one. Because he just couldn't understand, like, yo, so we going from one captivity to the next, from the next to the next to the next, to the final captivity of us being taken off the land. I mean, come on, people. Come on now. You really gotta put the pieces where it needs to be put. Like I say all the time, religion takes away common sense. Right? Now I'm gonna show you another one. And this is for the brother. I forgot the brother's name. He's damn, I forgot your name, my brother. He's from the Holy Land. But he gave me something to watch. And he was telling me about this Akobi. Okay? He told me about Akobi and how the name, they call it Yakobi. Yakobi. Ya. First of all, there's no Ya in our vocabulary. We don't speak that. Yah is the moon god. Maybe some of you guys are Egyptians. I don't know. But Yah is the moon god. We don't speak Yah. Yah Kobe? No. Sorry. It's Kobe. Kobe. They create their own. It's intentional. But I wanted to come here before I let it go. I just wanted to come here. I had to come here so you guys can see it with your own two eyes. Right? It says, and Jacob went. Listen, I want to put an end to this Jacob story of this name change. I want to put an end to it. I need you guys to really pay attention and read with common sense. Please, 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 please. This is hindering the walks. And, I know we got a whole bunch of new followers. And that's part of the reason why I'm coming to entertain this again. Okay? Now, look. This is Genesis. Okay? This is 32:1. And it says, and Jacob went on his way, right? He went on his way. And the angels of who met him. So here he knows the angels came and met him, right? And listen, verse 2 says, and when Jacob saw them, he said, this is Sunini's host. And he called the name of that place, Mahanamia. Let me not butcher this. Let me not butcher it. Hold on. Mahanam. Okay? So just by the first two sentences, you see that Jacob is aware and knows, and when I say Jacob, I'm just using for layman's terms. So we know Jacob is aware of who the angels are. He knows who the angels are. And automatically said, hey, is this the God of hosts? Automatically, he says that. So he knows who the angels are. Let that marinate in your head just a little bit. He knows who the angels are. He knows. Okay? So let's scroll down. Let's scroll down. Okay? We going down to 22. Okay? Okay? And he arose up that night and took his 2 wives and his 2 woman servants and his 11 children and passed over the ford of Jacobach. Okay? And he took them and sent them over the brook and sent over that he had. Okay? Here's a man, got his 11 children, his whole family. This is the leader of the pack. The leader of the pack has taken his children, his wife, and sent them on his way. Right? And this is when you know things is interjected. This is how you know. You gotta know that this man, King James, authorized the best writers to come together. They consulted together in 1606. Okay? They had a meeting together and compiled and said, how can we come up with this story? And pitch it and sell it and have brothers and sisters believe in it. You know why you was subject to believe it? Because they gave you predecessors, they gave you leaders, they gave you religion and churches, and they put particular people in those positions. So you by default see them as authoritative figures. So when the authoritative figure tells you don't cross the street, you're not gonna cross the street. It was all by design. That's why every single church got a pastor, whoever, because they are put there, literally gone to school to receive a degree, to be put there to guide you and make sure that you follow the program that they refuse you to unplug. Okay, so let's continue reading. All right, and it says, and then verse 24 says, and Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled with a man until the break of day. So Jacob was with his whole family, going to a place I guess they don't know. He abandons his family. He's left alone, and out of nowhere, he's wrestling with a man until morning. So I'm leaving my wife, I'm leaving my children, I'm leaving my two maid servants, which is I'm leaving my 4 wives. I'm leaving my 4 wives. I'm gonna leave my 11 children. My 11 children. I also got a young one. I'm gonna leave them. I want to be left alone. And while I'm left alone, I'm just gonna see a man and I'm gonna just, let's wrestle. And not only are we gonna wrestle, but we're gonna wrestle until morning, until the break of day. Let us continue. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thighs, and hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled him. Okay? And he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. Now here's an angel. Here is an angel. Superpower. Here's a man, Jacob, who's afraid of his brother, who's a bare mortal, but now got super strength to wrestle an angel, and the angel is saying, let me go, please, before the day break. What is he, was a vampire? Let me go before the day break. Don't worry, we're going to continue. Right? And then he said, I will not let thee go except thou bless me. So, but you wrestled a man, you didn't know who this man was. Now, the man that you wrestling is telling you, let me go. You're then telling him, I won't let you go. It would have been a better story if he says, I won't let you go until you give me some money. I won't let you go until you give me some money. I won't let you go until you give me that power. You said you hollow my thigh. I need that. But no, he says, I'm not going to let go until except thou bless me. Now, and he said unto him, what is thy name? So I wrestled with a guy I don't know. I'm left alone. I wrestle with the guy I don't know until break. This man now asks me, he touches my thigh. He hollowed my thigh. Look up what hollow is. Look up how you hollow a thigh. Come on now. And about that boy. Huh? He hollows my thigh. Then I proceed to say, I'm not going to let go until you bless me. Right? I'm not letting go until you bless me. Listen carefully. Then now the man that you demanded to be let go from is now asking you your name. He then says, hold on, where we at? He said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob. Right? So your name will no longer be called Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince, thou has the power with God and with men, and has prevailed. So now he wrestled against God, and he prevailed. But God didn't know his name? God, come on, common sense, God could have easily said, yo, man, I'm changing your name to Israel. But they had to give you a wrestling story, because any other way, it probably would have caused a high level of confusion. See, when Abram's name was changed because he said, you're going to be the father of an enormous amount of children. So people could fall for that. That's part of everything that I'm doing right now is part of what I was going to bring forth to you today when I told you that that the book of Genesis was a genocide against the children of God, of Sunni. This is part of it. So just be grateful that I'm giving you some of this barbecue chicken. You see, I got the apron on. I was going to chef it up today. Right? So now God is asking Jacob, what is his name? Now God is asking Jacob, what is his name? And our Creator see all things, hear all things, is in all things. But now today, he needs to know his name. But that's just not enough. That's just not enough. It's just not enough. No, it's not. It's just not enough. Right? And he says, and okay, and it says, verse 28 says, and he said, thou shalt be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince has thou power with God and with men, and has prevailed. Right? The next verse, what did that say? The next verse says, and Jacob asked him and said, tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, wherefore it is that thou doesn't ask after my name. And he blessed him there. Right? All right? The next verse. And Jacob, oh, I thought it was no more called Jacob. And then Jacob called the name of the place Parallel. For I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. Okay? 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 And then out of nowhere, now, verse 32, it says, therefore, the children of Israel eat not of the stew which shrink, which is upon the hollow of the thigh unto this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's. I thought his name was Israel. I thought it was Israel, but of Jacob's thigh and the stew that he shrank. Okay? Now, we see that. He said, your name will no longer be called Jacob. Cool. I'm going to show you something. 49. Remember what was said. It said that he will no longer be called Jacob. Let's go to Genesis 49, verse 1. What does that say? And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together that I may tell you which shall be before you in the last days. Wait, wasn't it supposed to be? And Israel called upon his sons and said, gather yourself. I thought his name was no longer going to be called Jacob. Huh? I mean, like I said, I do these things to awaken brothers and sisters. See, when you want to be when you want to be a part of the program, you're gonna see things like this and say, listen, you're gonna just take it for what it is. Yep, his name was changed. That's what it is. Kwame Yasharala. Yakobi, Yah. We're forcing ourselves to be a part of the very exact people that put shackles around our necks. Don't you see that this was a story that they were setting the stage, people? The stage was being set for them to confiscate and take away your ancestral lineage, remove you from the holies of holies, and place you in a little small prison called 1948. Little small area. I don't care. They could take the whole strip. It's still small compared to the exact land that where you was dwelling from. Come on, people, stop. The only place filled with milk and honey. Stop. I see something today on TikTok where Isaiah Thomas was like, not all black people came from Africa. Every single colored person on the face of this earth came from Africa. Every single colored person on the face of this earth came from Africa. Did you guys migrate? Did you have family members that wanted to just travel, that had curiosity and said, I want to see what's down there? Absolutely. Absolutely. But to discredit your lineage and say that like not all of us, not all people came from Africa. So where did you come from, fam? How was you born in a body of water? You got people claiming that they came from the islands. How was you born in a body of water? How did the original person, you were just created and God just dropped you on that body of water and said, this is you? This is Yah? Oh, you don't think that you're smart enough to create boats and travel? You think boats was created after Christopher Columbus? Huh? What, you thought you swam? I mean, I like I said, I got to ask these questions because you have to make it make sense. If every single animal that God created is in one particular place, that means if the animals is in that one particular place, that also means the people is in that one particular place. Because when the ark opened up, everybody opened up and got out at the same time in one particular place. And one thing about animals, they don't migrate. Birds do that. Mammals, wherever they at is where they at. Yo, I like it over here. Make it make sense. You have to make it make sense. You have to make it make sense. Hold on. Hello? Hello? You have to make it make sense. It's a spam. You got to make it make sense. If Noah was strong enough, powerful enough to build the ark by himself, you don't think? Remember, we are made in the likeness and image of our parents. You don't think Shem knew how to make a boat? You don't think Japhet knew how to make a boat? Who's to say that these two individuals did not help his father? Matter of fact, I think they talk about that in the book of Joshua when they was helping the father Noah make the boat. If I'm not mistaken. I gotta go back. So you don't think after the water cleared up, you don't think it's like, all right, Dad, I'm about to go do my own thing. Stop discrediting yourself and acting like and acting like, you know what I'm saying? Like civilization started after the colonizers got there. Or we needed their help to travel. And we end up, no, we've been all over the place. Master Musa was where? He was in the Caribbeans before Columbus. The majority of that gold that you see there comes from where? Come on, guys. We've been doing this. Like, listen, man. I'm out to call it quits, man. Because when I think about stuff like that, I really get frustrated. I get frustrated because it's like, damn, bro, we really out here trying to discredit ourselves, and when we try to cause arguments and do everything in our power to accept the fact that we come from Africa, bro. Damn, like what is it about Africa that you dislike it so much? Don't listen to the narrative and what they show you. Listen, if I was in another place, if I was in Africa right now, and they show me parts of San Francisco, and they show me parts of New York, Wall Street, where brothers is sleeping on the floor and rats is running out of their like, if I seen stuff like that, that's all I've been seeing. I would then have a different mindset. I'm like, "Nah, no, I ain't going to know America." That's what they doing to you intentionally, guys. Everything from that place is gorgeous, man. I got sisters that went there. I got a brother that moved there. And every time I have a conversation, it's like, nah, bro, this is beautiful out here, man. Every time I see one of these brothers that's out here, when you see the African people that come into America, the reason why they like that is because they don't live in the flesh where they need to wear designer clothes and all that. Those things are minute to them. They could care less. They can care less, right? They don't perceive that a outer appearance determine who they are. Their characteristics, their hard work, their respect level, their righteousness. That's what they stand on. They don't stand on wearing regular clothes. But because of the European brainwash, we start seeing these individuals like, I ain't from there. Look how black he is, fam. The only reason why you even that shade lighter is because majority of us has been butchered and raped by the people, bro. Stop. Stop. My mom's go to when my mom's go to Haiti, because she got a house out there. When she goes to Haiti, when she comes back, my mom's come back blacker than black because she's in the sun. The sun is the natural sun is not being configured with all this foolishness, all this chemtrails, all of these stuff that these people are putting there to block the sun. This is natural, earthly, true sunlight at its purest form. We don't have that here. And I want black people to understand that America is nothing but an experiment field, and we are the lab tests. Okay, you are the lab rats. Okay, stop. They want that place Africa for themselves because they know what it brings. Your Tesla's from Africa. Your cell phone is from Africa. Your chain is from Africa. Your diamonds is from Africa. Okay? It's from Africa. Your rubies is from Africa. Beautiful women come from Africa. African, let me tell you something. Listen to what I'm telling you. African woman at her natural state is 10 times better than the black females here in America. You know why? And this is not a shot that I'm throwing at my sisters. I want my sisters to understand the reason why you females look the way that y'all look here in America It's because you eating the ways of a European. You're not eating natural food. You're not eating cultural food. Macaroni and cheese is not cultural food. That's not. Not having a vegetable diet is not natural food. It's not. Not having fruits is not a natural food. Drinking alcohol is not natural. Drinking alcohol, smoking weed, eating burgers, all of these things is unnatural. Having an excessive amount of bread is unnatural. These females over there is waking up eating yams. Okay? They eat different than how we eat. And it shows. You can see in their physique. In their physique. Big booties is nothing. That's nothing. They always have big booty. Why you think the girl that they took from Africa, they brought her into England and they was having her as a mockery show? Big booties run there. That's natural. And then the difference about them over there, they already know to be submissive to their king. I remember I had took a passenger home. She like, yo, I'm about to go see my boyfriend. I say, your boyfriend? She like, yeah, I only could see him right now. I'm like, word, why? She goes, he's married. I say, he's married. Now automatically I'm thinking Western. I'm like, married? Damn, baby girl, were you the side piece? Not knowing that in their culture, he has a wife and he has her and he's prepared to make her his next wife. See, that's in our DNA. That's in our culture. Your man is a player because America prevents him from following his culture. Just telling you the truth. Every single African person I have met, when I asked him this question, my man, he was like, yo, my pops had 3 wives. I said, word? I said, yeah. My grandfather had 4. Like, word? Yeah. It's in our culture. These heathens have taught you to make you believe that that's not how it goes. Because they know if they teach you that and you try to suppress it, it's going to cause problems. And if I teach a woman not to accept that, but I'm going to leave that for another topic. I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that. But I'm just saying. Okay? So you really got to start paying attention and understanding when certain things was done and put in place literally to destroy, bro. Leopold said it out his mouth that we must make sure that we teach them that anything African is evil. Where's this book I'm reading? What is this book? In this book, it shows you that voodoo wasn't, and this is a brother, rest in peace to brother Ben, man. One of the greatest scholars in Black American history. This man right here. Let me see if I can get you a little closer. PhD, been to every library, Oxford, went to every location in Africa, went to the Middle East. This is not a person that gathers his information from the internet. This man was actually in those places, in the pyramids, learned the language, learned the hieroglyphs, know what this means and that means, learn it all. Hebrew don't come from Eber. Hebrew comes from Harobru. Haitru. That's where it comes from. They're not gonna tell you that, but he did. And if I'm butchering the word, I'll put it together. I'll probably do a whole lesson on that. I don't know. It's a lot of reading, bro. A lot of reading. I lost my train of thought. But still reading. And he got plenty of other books. That's what the people said, to make sure that our culture was bad. Voodoo wasn't what people think it is. Voodoo, these brothers is connecting to their ancestors. Where now I got to really start questioning everything. Like I said, you really got to question everything, because all our information that we have retrieved over the years has come from the hands of the enemy, bro. Rewritten and was literally put together, like the man said when you look into the Dead Sea Scrolls. He says that we put these things, we compile these informations together to fit our narrative and what we want you guys to believe, and their belief. I can't believe what they believe because I'm not them. I'm sorry. You could look these things up. You could look these things up. Look these things up if you think I'm lying. But I say all of this to say, I say all of that to say this. The wages of sin is so high that the cost of living is also high, because you got to pay double for that wicked life that you live. Yes. It pays. You got to pay to be evil. It costs you to do evil. And you know it's free to do righteousness. It's free. Telling somebody I love you, helping somebody across the street, helping them with groceries, helping them with their troubled times, that's free. Evil, everything is with a fee. And I leave it as that. We go into the questions before I let you guys go. Any questions? Peace, sis. Appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate you. Listen, Black Girl Magic, man. Hey, man. Appreciate you. Any questions? JRT, peace. A lot of interjection. Oh, the name of the book, it's, hold on, let me take this off. Oh, it's called The African Origin of Modern Western Religion. Oh, no, excuse me. African Origin of the Major Western Religion. All religion comes from Africa. And this man right here, Yosef ben Jakanan is a master teacher, a forceful command of ancient and contemporary history. He's used wit, humor, and common sense. You hear what I'm saying? You hear the key word? Common sense? Religion takes that away. Religion takes away common sense because common sense is gonna make you point the finger at these people and say, wait, hold on, what you said? That don't sound right. So I'll leave it as that. Yeah. I'll take a picture and I'll send it to you in the DMs. Don't worry, I got you. Just remind me. Oh yeah, I'm gonna read the Marcus Garvey too. I'm reading for this Babylonian Luciferian years. Everything that I'm reading moving forward is gonna be straight for my people. I'm gonna start doing. Hold on, I'm showing you another book. This is one of my favorite books. Rest in peace to the sister. Rest in peace to both of them, actually. Okay? The ISIS Papers. Francis Cress Wilson. Very, very one of the most prominent individuals that helped me with my walk. Very. She, Mrs. Joy, I forgot her last name. Miss Joy, she's the one that wrote the PTSS. If you guys never read that book, that's a great book to read. Of course, we got Brother Ben. We got brother Clark. It's a lot of scholars that, may the Father and Mama Love have mercy on their souls that really was giving out this information. We just wasn't ready for it. And now that we have embraced it, you understand, it's like, yo. Oh, and Black Girl Magic classes today. DM me your DM me your email so I could send it to the big bro and I could get you into class today. Bound to Princess, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? You could send me a DM me your information too. You know what I'm saying? Send it to my email, You could send it to the Repent-or-Die podcast at Gmail, or you could send it to my life coach JPL at lifecoachonthego.llc.com. And if you want to come to class, man. If you think what I'm bringing forth is crazy, wait until you come to class, man. Your head gonna be hurting. You might need a bottle of wine. He gonna tell you that because that's the type of class we be having. And the class is only for a selective few. You know what I'm saying? People that gain my trust and all that. Because we know what the devil's trying to do, and we're not trying to, you know what I'm saying? So if you want that, let me know. Send me your email. Bound to Princess. Open up an Instagram, a Facebook. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So we can keep, we could be in contact. You know what I'm saying? And this is just the beginning. Just for FYI, I'm taking the podcast into higher limits. I am reaching out. We're gonna be doing interviews, interview rappers, up and coming artists. We're gonna have brothers and sisters to come on and bring forth their testimonies, trials and tribulations. We're gonna really make this podcast about the people, right? For me personally, I did enough where brothers and sisters got enough edification to debunk, to decipher, and to do the necessary things to get to the next level, and let's get closer to the heavenly ones. My job now is try to bridge the gap amongst each other, right? Because there's too much hatred going on amongst us. We envy each other too much. We got too much hatred towards each other. That right there is a major problem. And as long as these energies and this mentality continues to happen, we will never rise. I don't care how much knowledge you got. I don't care how much scriptures you think. None of these things gonna help us move forward until we bring back that brotherly and sisterly love. We got to restore order. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm going to do. Um, I'm definitely gonna need you guys along for the ride, especially those that's been riding with me from the beginning, even those that just came on and been riding ever since. Like Black Girl Magic, you know what I'm saying? Bound to Princess, you know what I'm saying? Deadly Lioness. All you guys has really helped me, continue to keep my foot on these heathens, Hebrews, and heathenites next. So yes, this is what we're gonna do moving forward. You see I got the mic, you know what I'm saying? The lighting is good, the visuals is good, you know what I'm saying? I was gonna put up another camera, but I'm gonna save that, right? You know what I'm saying? So I just want you guys to really understand that I'm really out here working, you know what I'm saying? And then I got my everyday life I gotta deal with, but I'm still no excuses, still doing the works for you guys, because when things hit the fan, when all hells break loose, I want you guys to be mentally, physically, spiritually prepared. I want you to be able to stand 10 toes down in confidence while you go through this fire, right? Religion teach you this comfortability mentality. Then when things go crazy, the last place that you're gonna seek is the creator. And it showed in 2020 and 2021. So we're not doing that, right? So with all that being said, continue supporting, share this, do what you do best, and that's allowing me to do what I do best, and that's keeping my foot on you heathens, you Hebrews, and the newly installed heathenites next. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Listen, Father, say it one time for the one time. Are you dumb? And I'ma holler at y'all. One.